This is my anthology, People. I'm going to read the introduction and I hope you like it. From early childhood, my sisters and I were encouraged to start collections. Looking back, it was a pursuit inspired by my parents' own youth. Trawl through eBay and you'll find thousands of albums containing everything from postage stamps to bookmarks and from beer mats to luggage labels. Assembled over the precious years of childhood, the yellowed pages are a testament to youthful diligence. One Christmas, we were all given albums by our eccentric favourite aunt, Amina. "I'm going to collect pictures of butterflies," said Safia. "I'm going to collect foreign banknotes," said Syra. "I'm going to collect people," I said. And that's just what I did. While my sisters worked away at their more practical collections, I filled my album with material of quite a different nature. Although hindered by truly terrible handwriting, I collected descriptions of people I knew. At first, the people I detailed were Mrs. Ellard, the housekeeper, our beloved nanny, Pauline, George, the handyman, and my father's secretary, Helena. Then I branched out to take in the village's regular cast, Mrs. Knock at the post office, where we bought sweets with our pocket money, Mr. Lovett, the butcher, and the prim lady with no lips behind the counter at the bakery. After a few weeks, I got into my stride. Whenever anyone stepped in through the front door, I would observe them from my position at the top of the stairs, like an eagle perched on a high vantage point. I watched intently, noting down details that seemed important to me, such as how they smelled, what they were dressed in, and whether they moved slow or fast. Sometimes I would try and find out who the visitors were. More often than not, though, I was shooed away and told to go up to the playroom. In such cases, I gave them a code name instead. A sample entry read, "Poncho Man, beard, long hair, happy, blue poncho, first time I've seen him, smells of expensive cheese, maybe from Mexico. Seemed in a hurry to talk to Baba, study door closed when he arrived, tea served by Mrs. Ellard, laughed when the door to the study opened, waved at me sitting on the stairs, shouted, 'Hola, I hope he comes back.' As the years passed, my people collection went from strength to strength as I made note of almost everyone who came down on the weekends. Most of the visitors were not well known, but many of those who were had been given invented names. One afternoon, I sat on the floor of the small sitting room with my people collection. Behind me, my mother was knitting, her lips counting stitches. "One day you'll be able to sell that for a lot of money, darling," she said. I gasped at the comment. "I couldn't sell it," I exclaimed, clutching the precious album to my chest. "You've got some very famous people in there, but they're not for sale, Mummy. Not even for £1 million, not even for £1 billion, I answered. My mother looked down at me, her hands knitting on autopilot. "I'm pleased to hear it," she said, "because some things should never be bought or sold." The next week I took the album to my prep school with the intention of expanding some of the entries during break time. I'd never planned to write notes on any of the teachers. They were such a rotten bunch. I didn't want them in my beloved collection. But a sudden urge to collect caused me to break my own rule. At the end of prep, we were dismissed with some nonsensical Latin phrase by an army monocled tweed-clad master. As I took the album out of my desk, he beckoned me forward. "What's that, young man?" he snarled accusingly. "Nothing, sir. Nothing? How could it be nothing? It's not nothing, it's something." "It's an album, sir." "Stamps?" "No, sir. If not stamps, then what is it?" "People, sir." "People?" "Yes, sir." "How can it be people? Show it to me at once." Gingerly, I passed over the people collection. Slotting his monocle into place, the retired major regarded the pages fast, grunting with disdain while I prayed. My prayers were not answered. Cheeks flushed beetroot with rage, his mouth snarled, his monocle popped out and dangled on its chain. "How dare you!" he roared. "Very sorry, sir." Thrusting left and right, he smashed the side of my head with the book. "I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn this wretched filth." Turning on his heel, the retired major stormed away, my people collection under his arm. It was a great sadness, and one I've never quite recovered from, not least because the final entry was incomplete. Major Smith, grey hair, pocket watch, red and black zigzag tie, calls lunch, and forces us to eat lunch with slices of white bread, teaches maths, cruel, loud, rude, enjoys beating boys for no reason at all. Hope he goes to hell.